everyone. Let's go ahead and get started here. My name is Eric Jensen. Welcome to Transamerica Financial Advisors. Looking forward to spending about 15 minutes with you here to talk about two things. Number one, what we do for our clients. Most importantly, we've got some great investment ideas that are extremely relevant, as you'll see here in a minute, especially with the whole coronavirus thing happening right now. And second thing I'll talk about toward the end is what a career with Transamerica might look like. But before you can see what a career might look like, you need to know what it is we do for people, what we do for our clients that's unique, and why we're so committed and passionate about helping people. So, 20 plus years ago, I was a recent college graduate living in an apartment complex in Las Vegas, Nevada, with my wife and our first child, trying to figure out what I was going to do for a career, figure out what I was going to do with my life. And I wasn't sure. What I did know was that as an employee of a small company, I didn't have a whole lot of control over my future, and I knew I couldn't live on my income. My income was paltry. It was about $3,000 a month, and I was not going to get where I wanted to go. I didn't have the control I wanted at my previous job. So I had a decision to make. Just like anybody, I could shrink all those big dreams I had in college of going big time right into a very small box, which I was not really prepared to do, or try something new. And fortunately, I was introduced to financial services at that time, and I'm so glad I made the move, and so glad for Transamerica Financial Advisors because of the opportunity here and the mentorship. I've been able to build now, fast forward 20 years, a business that pays me seven figures, $1 million plus a year in cash flow, and it's absolutely fantastic. So, how much control do you have of your future as an employee? Maybe not much as you're hoping for. Question for you. I'm sure you love your current job and you're making great money, but let me ask you a question. Are you locked into that job for the rest of your life, or do you keep your options open? If you're like I was 20 years ago and your options are open, you might like what you're about to see. I can't promise you anything, but take a look and we'll go from there. So by the way, if you were going to design the perfect career or business for you personally, kind of in your mind, let's do it together right now. What would it look like? How many days a week would you be working? My dream was always to work 3 days a week, right? I'm down to 4, but we'll get there someday, right? So 3 days a week, maybe 4 days, whatever it is. No weekends, no holidays, right? What kind of money would you be making? What kind of lifestyle would it deliver for you? And would you be able to work from anywhere? I have literally, not that when I'm on the beach, I don't usually work actually, but I literally have the ability. I remember sitting in hotel rooms looking out at the Pacific Ocean in Hawaii, answering emails real quick in the morning, and then going off and golfing and surfing and snorkeling and having a great time with the family and without a care in the world. There's nothing better than to be able to work when you want, where you want, from any place you want. And that's the freedom that you can get with Transamerica Financial Advisors potentially. So what do we do for our clients? And why are we a strong company? Well, we're backed by our parent company, which was founded in 1904, been around for well over 100 years. And that gives us the financial stability and strength to deliver on our promises to our clients and our representatives. And what are we trying to deliver? Well, we're trying to deliver for our clients and frankly, our reps, a work optional lifestyle, right? I mean, who wants to retire? I'll work as long as I want, right? But I want a work optional lifestyle. I want to go to work when I want to, not because I have to. There's no better feeling than be able to work because you love serving people and you like to work. You don't have to work. Part of the reason we're able to do such a great job for our clients is that we're independent. We represent some of the biggest and best names on the planet. You can see on the screen here, you got Prudential. I'm sure you heard it. Nationwide is on your side, right? Transamerica, of course, Jackson. There's others you don't see here. I'm sure you've heard of Vanguard, Fidelity. We're actually doing a client seminar a week from tonight. We'll get you an invitation out. We've got the senior vice president of Fidelity. They manage over $2.5 trillion on the phone, sharing investment ideas with our clients and a few select invited friends. So pretty cool to be able to bring the best of the best to our clients. So why are we talking to you? Well, the opportunity, the marketplace is absolutely massive. Okay, in Q2 of 2019, almost $30 trillion in retirement assets. Now, of course, that's probably come down with the coronavirus, but that'll be coming back up as well, in my opinion, here in the next little while. So $30 trillion sitting out there in retirement assets. A lot of it's going to move as people retire and can be positioned in a better place that's better, more suitable for that client, as I'm about to show you. On top of that, there's 10,000 baby boomers a day turning 65, almost 4 million people a year either retiring or hitting retirement age. So, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of people rushing toward retirement. You can see it on the screen here, actually, this massive need. Well, there's 76 million baby boomers we just talked about. But then there's kind of that forgotten generation, people my age, late 40s, early 50s, Generation X. There's 65 million of us. So between the boomers and the Xers, there's 140 million people in this country, either retiring in mass or starting to think real serious about retirement. And the question is, have they saved enough? Are they ready? Are they ready? I think instinctively, most people are not. I'll show you factually that is true. Now, part of the reason they're not ready is, we're all on this train, this passenger train rushing toward retirement, right? The problem is part of the bridge is washed out. In the olden days, we had 3 solid pillars of the retirement bridge that would get us from retirement to the end. They were Social Security, which is still a solid pillar, but I don't want to live on $2,000 a month. I don't know about you. Then we had company pensions. Well, that pillar's pretty shaky. It's almost gone. Only 4% of companies now offer pensions. So what do you do now? If you don't have a pension that guarantees income, what are you relying on? Well, you're relying on your personal savings. And as you'll see in a minute, most people have not saved enough. And by the way, those company pensions have been replaced by what? You don't have a pension now. Hopefully you have a what? A 401k, right? Well, yeah, 401ks are nice and they're good. They can be they're not a bad way to save money, but they don't do what? They don't offer guaranteed income for life like a pension does, which means you could run out of money in the middle of retirement. What are your chances? Well, at just a 6% income out of your 401k to try to live on, so like if you saved up 200 grand, you'd have 12,000 a year to try to live on. Not sure how you do that. But even if you just took a modest 6% income, like I just illustrated, there's still a 54% chance you run out of money somewhere in the middle of a 30-year retirement. Can you imagine being 75 years old and going, hey, honey, we just ran out of money. We don't have money for food, for expenses, for housing, for medical. I mean, we have Social Security, but that's not enough. I mean, in my opinion, it's not enough for most people to live on. I don't know how you would do that. And have people saved enough? No. Average baby boomers only saved $152,000 for retirement. Now, boomers are retiring. We're talking about people who are either retired or getting close to retirement or retiring. 152,000. How many years can you live on it? Okay, my generation's only saved 66,000. That'll get you through a year of retirement, maybe. Not good. So to me, there's an epidemic here. And so Transamerica came out with a book called The 7 Mistakes That Can Ruin Your Big Plans for Retirement. And mistake number 1, very common we're seeing out there, is people relying on a 401k or IRA for guaranteed retirement income. Why is that a mistake? Well, we just talked to you why, right? Because there's a 54% chance running out if you're only taking 6% income. Not good. And what happens when you get stressed about money? A big medical study just came out and showed that people 50 and older who took a big loss on their portfolio, their odds of dying in the next 2 decades, next 20 years, go up by 50%. Can you imagine? 50% higher chance of dying because you're stressed about money? You've taken a big loss? That's terrible. That is an epidemic, in my opinion, that's worse than even some of the epidemics happening right now. That's a terrible problem. Now, I'm an optimist. I prefer to focus on solutions, not problems. So let's talk about a possible solution for a lot of those 140 million people we're talking about on that freight train rushing toward retirement. It's called a personal pension strategy. I'm going to illustrate it here on the screen. On the left is what probably you have. A lot of those 140 million people have. If you have a 401k or IRA that's invested in equity mutual funds, you can make a lot of money, right? Yeah, that's the good news. What's the bad news? Well, yeah, as we've shown in the last few weeks, the market dropped over 30% in just 3 weeks. It was one of the biggest drops since the Depression. So, and we remember '08 as well, right? So yeah, you can make a lot, but you can lose a lot. Now, let me ask you something. I'm from Las Vegas. I live in Denver, but I'm not from Vegas. I lived in Vegas 10 years, so I know Vegas too well. And I don't know about you, I'm an optimist, right? But to me, this looks a little bit too much like gambling. Does this look like a smart, safe retirement plan? You can make a lot, but you can lose a lot. And you got a pretty high chance of running out of money in the middle of retirement. To me, it's too much like gambling. I believe in the market, but so on the right side of the T or the grid here, we've got a personal pension. So the personal pension, you can participate in the market. You have the potential to participate in market upside. We have clients who made over 20% last year returns in their personal pension strategies. But when the market goes down, like it has been this year and will again in the future, instead of losing 20, 30, 40, or even 50% of your retirement income producing portfolio, your guaranteed value for income actually goes up by 5%. Some even go up by 7%. That depends on the product. So you can imagine that right now, our clients who have these personal pensions, they're looking at their statement. They're seeing that I just had a conversation, by the way, with a brand new client. They put a bunch of money in January. Market tanked. I showed them on their statement, their protected value has actually gone up. You think they're happy? They're thrilled. They just put more money with us. They're going to refer us to other friends and family. So this is what a lot of people are looking for. By the way, when you retire, we flip a switch, and this will provide a guaranteed income for you as long as you or your spouse is alive. That's pretty cool. Knowing you have income coming in that's guaranteed no matter what the market does. That's what I'm looking for in retirement. I can tell you that in my work optional lifestyle. So let me ask you something. If this is as good as I'm saying it is, who could benefit? Well, who couldn't benefit, right? Well, certainly a good portion of the 140 million boomers and extras could benefit from something like this where it's suitable. So, by the way, we do more than just personal pensions. We do the full holistic financial plan, including the 6 steps you're seeing on the screen right here. I'm not going to spend too much time on that right now. We're running low on time. So here's a silver lining. 42% of people 60 and older have actually saved a decent amount for retirement, $250,000 or more. That's who I'm going to focus on now as I switch gears. In the last 2 minutes, I'm going to show you how we get paid. When we serve clients, how do we get paid? How would you get paid potentially with a career of Transamerica? Fair enough? So that's our target market we're going to focus on for just a minute here. So if you were to help one average boomer in our target market, that 250 plus, with a personal pension, you would make with our firm as an SMD about $10,000 that month, right? So how many average boomers a month in our target market do you have to help with a personal pension strategy to make good money? Well, I don't know, you tell me. If you help one, that's about 10 grand. That's not bad money, right? What if you help 2 or 3 a month? You do the math, write that number down, whatever it is. You got to add these numbers up because we get paid a couple of different ways. So the first way we get paid is upfront pay, helping people with personal pension strategies. You help 2 or 3 a month, you can see you have the potential to make about $250 with our firm. We never put all of someone's money in any one investment, right? So we don't put it all here. So we have fee-based investment advisory accounts, wealth management accounts. They don't pay an upfront income, they pay recurring income on the back end. If you were to help one average boomer with a wealth management account, that's assuming 300K, okay, that'd be in that $250 to $1 million average, 300K, one a month. In 2 years, your recurring revenue stream would be about $4,000 a month, as you can see on the screen here. What could you do with an extra $4 grand a month? That'd be nice, right? 3 years after that, helping one a month, you'd be at about $10,000 a month recurring income. And 5 years after that, you'd be at $300,000 in recurring revenue based on, this is hypothetical based on what you're seeing on the screen here. But I can tell you, my son's been in business with me now for about 2 years. His recurring income is $4 grand a month. So this is not pie in the sky. This can be done by almost anyone who puts their mind to it. So that's, you got to add that recurring income. By the way, what if you help 2 a month? You get the idea, right? So add the upfront to the recurring to the business revenue. If we were to help you build, by the way, have you ever thought about owning your own business, being the boss instead of working for somebody? Well, if we were to help you build a small investment business with Transamerica Financial Advisors that helped 10 average boomers a month with a personal pension strategy, you as the business owner would make or the branch managers, you'd make about an extra $200,000 a year on top of the other money I just showed you. So add the three together, and you can see that the income potential here is significant. Getting near the end here, but I want to just tell you the reason we're talking to you and we're looking for people with integrity and good work ethic and good people skills is because the number of advisors leaving the industry is significant. In the next 9 to 10 years, roughly 40% of advisors are expecting to retire. There's not enough people coming in to fill the gaps, right? So we need more people to help all those 140 million boomers and Xers with the things I just showed you. By the way, we've got a proven system you can plug into, business system. We've got turnkey technology, personal websites, a digital marketing system, most importantly, mentoring from quality advisors. We team every new person up with an advisor that walks them through and trains them in the field step by step, helps them build their clientele and their business. Let's finish up, kind of go full circle, talking about you for a minute and your job. Does your current job have the horsepower to give you what you're looking for, to deliver on those goals we talked about? Is your current job guaranteed against layoffs? That's becoming really important these days. Are you getting paid what you're worth? I was not getting paid what I was worth at $3,000 a month. I proved that here. Do you have enough time off? Can you take off when you want? Do you have recurring income and ownership that provide lifestyle? You know, when we're 80 years old, we're not going to be sitting around going, hey, Jimmy, remember that time we worked 80 hours a week and the boss gave us a pat on the back? No, that's not what we're going to remember with fondness. It's going to be the amazing family vacations and the relationships we built and the friends that we made and those life experiences that are important, not working 80 hours a week. And those are the kind of things that a great income and a business can deliver to you. So what are your next steps? Well, you can become a client. A lot of people who see the personal pension say, hey, I want to look at that for myself. We got to see if it's suitable for you, see if you qualify or not. Second thing is you could work with us on a part-time basis. This is where really 99% of people start. Keep your job, keep doing what you're doing, work with us on a part-time basis. If you're good at it, you're doing well, then you can work with us full-time and really become your own boss and build your own business with us helping you. So I'm going to finish with 4 quick questions. Number 1, from what I just showed you, what intrigues you the most? Okay, the income, the business, the freedom, what is it that intrigues you the most? Number 2, the mentorship. Number 2, if you were to come work with us at Transamerica, why would you do it? Financial advisors, why would you do it? What's your motivation for making a career change potentially? Number 3 is, what questions do you have for me? Now, it's not for me, it's for the person who shared this link with you. So contact the person immediately as soon as we're done here in 30 seconds and set up a time to get your questions answered. What questions do you have? We'll answer all your questions for you. And then 4th and last question is, based on what you've just seen, can you think of a good reason why you shouldn't consider a career with Transamerica Financial Advisors? And with that, I thank you for your time. Hopefully get a chance to meet all of you in person. Have a wonderful afternoon and stay safe and stay healthy.